Hello, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, 359 cop stories, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, depending on content. A lot of advice, narcotics, gangs, foot pursuits, car chases. We have one where a motorcycle crashed into a wall, nothing much left of the body. I mean, good stuff like that. Gross alerts for the vice stuff. If you like that sort of thing, they're pretty funny, pretty gross too. Make sure people leave the room. When I say please have someone leave the room, I don't want you to email me and say, oh my gosh, my girlfriend was in the room and she got sick to her stomach. I give you warnings, okay? Now, on that note, if you want to ask me a question, because we're going to have 170 questions after the stories, we're doing that now, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com. I'll answer your questions, and also we're going to do it now, we're answering questions. The question came up is, did I work with other agencies? Oh yeah, I did. And here's another one. It's weird how you work with a lot of people, and I was working narcotics, I was a supervisor, and we had one of my subordinates, and I got a case given to us. It's an IRS case, okay, and you get nervous working with those guys because you know what they're going to do. But there are a lot of them that work, they work basically white-collar stuff. We call it white-collar stuff. Not a lot of them on the ground. Not a lot of troops to go undercover, and they don't have the manpower. They're busy auditing, seizing, and doing all the stuff they do, taking your money, my money, if you don't pay, putting guys like Al Capone in prison, stuff like that. Anyway, so they don't have a lot of grunts on the ground. What they had was, I'm trying to shorten the story within the time frame. They had a money laundering or a check cashing location that was laundering money. They found out from an informant, and so they got into it administratively, and now they're at the point where they need to have someone go undercover. And so they had an informant introduce my guy, my subordinate, who looked really good. He was from South America, and good detective, very good undercover guy. Looked really good. Looked like Santa Claus, a big beard, a lot of hair. And we introduced him to this guy one of the guys that ran this check cashing organization. It's all Latin. It's all Spanish speaking. And so the IRS was going to furnish the money to give to these guys to launder, and we furnished the personnel to do the surveillance. And at the end of this whole thing, they're going to take all the assets, and of course they're going to file federal charges on them. But they needed grunts. They needed people on the ground like us. They needed an undercover officer and us to cover him. Now, it was not really dangerous in the sense, because he meets the guys, all they do is get in the car, and it's all wired. We didn't have video on that, but it's all audio wired, undercover car, and he gives them an envelope with 20,000, 30,000, and they're all marked, although we didn't think we'd ever get them back, because who knows where it goes once we give it to them. But they would write a little hand piece of paper, and this is what it's for our undercover officers' people, and they take the money and they distribute it, and it'd be gone. So they'd be doing that. We did that. And of course the money we're giving him, we don't have that kind of money. That's why the IRS got in there, because they've got that kind of money. It's your money. It's taxpayers' money they use for this kind of undercover work. We dropped off 80,000, 100,000, woo! Okay, so, and different guys are showing, two guys, owners are showing up each time to collect the money, because they're protecting themselves against a possible, our officers, in their eyes, is a criminal. But, who's watching who? They're in a parked car, and those two guys are in the car talking to him, and there's like 8 of us outside with guns watching them. So, and so it was a good caper, and I'm trying to keep this as short as I can. So anyway, so we did that for almost every week, and of course we'd have a big briefing beforehand, and then I would go out and escort my undercover. He was one of my guys. I wrote the commendation for him on this incident to a location to do this. Everybody's set up. We come in, they show up, money's exchanged really quick, and off they go, and we go, and that's it. Not very dangerous in the sense they could come and rob him, but once the first or second transaction occurred, they're only there for money. They're not there to commit it, because they know the money's coming in. Why would you kill the money source if every week you're getting 80 grand, 100 grand? Why would you do that? You don't do that. They're businessmen. They're going to make money on this. Okay, so day of reckoning. IRS all set up. Pardon my sinuses. They have 2 trucks that they have. One truck is like a maintenance truck. If you ever seen on the side of the road, I don't know if you ever noticed, diesels break down, and you'll see these repair trucks pull up. They're huge truck. They're like a big Ford diesel truck, but the whole thing behind is acetylene tanks, welders, I-beams, cords, the ladders. They're there to fix the truck. They have like a mobile garage, basically. Well, they had one of those. Then they had a big van that was probably, those UPS brown vans. This was like maybe a little bit, maybe twice as big, to take property. Okay, they're ready to go. This is not their first, rodeo. Okay, so day of reckoning, we meet the guys, money's exchanged. As soon as they drive away, actually even got to their cars, we jumped them. Got them into custody, got the radios. The rest of our guys are at the business. We only got one guy shows up. We're looking for the second one. He's at the business. So we raid the place with the IRS with us, get the second guy. Now the poor clerks in there, the ones in the check cashing, 2 or 3, maybe even 4, I think it was 4 ladies in there. They're just there doing their job. You know, we surmised that from the get-go, but they were interviewed to kind of show the picture of what happens when they come in from a meeting and where they go, what they do to show what's happening here. You know, they go into the vault. There's a big vault there, and they're over in the corner talking among themselves. So they were good witnesses of that because they're scared to death. They thought they were going to go to jail, and 2 of them were undocumented, so they probably felt they're going to get deported, which I found out they actually were. Okay, that's not my job. I just do with the job I'm doing. But anyway, so we get our guys and we drive back to the office. And now these 4 girls are all handcuffed. They're sitting over there, and everybody's handcuffed. We go inside. The IRS agents now they don't speak Spanish, so I'm speaking Spanish. One of my other partners, we're talking to them. We don't want to expose our undercover officer. He's already on his way home. He's not needed. And the only time we're going to expose him, because we may have to do other investigations with people that they might know, these guys that we're arresting. They might have seen this guy, so we're going to keep him cool until court. And when court comes, we get a subpoena. Even then, I've done. On a side note, even then, I've done this too undercover. You go to court, but you don't show yourself. You hide in the officer's room or in a waiting room until the DA comes out and gets you, because we might be needed, he might be needed in further investigations. Why burn your agents? They get a look at the agent. That's all they want to do is look at the undercover officer or the agent. That's all they want to do. No, the DA says no, you're not. Until you want a trial and the judge orders them in here. That's when we bring them in here, not before that. Or you plea bargain out. If you plea bargain out, you're never going to see the undercover officers. That's all they want to do. They want to see who it is. Okay, they'll see. Go to court. Go ahead. Risk 25 years to life. I don't care. So anyway, so he's gone. So the IRS goes in there. They're asking him, what's the combination of the safe? This is a pretty good sized safe. It's like, I don't know, maybe probably about 4 feet wide, about 8 feet high, 7 feet high, 6 feet deep, over in the corner of the back. Pretty good size. Pretty good. It's walk in. It's not like a bank vault. The kind you see in Bank of America. But it's a pretty good vault. You go, what's the combination? We're going to open the vault. FU. Oh, okay. And I ask you one more time. FU. Okay, fine. Well, not only did the IRS have that big truck, they also had a locksmith standing by, specializing in safes. Okay, so they started making phone calls, and I knew this ahead of time, and I knew that what they were doing is apparently all safes in America are wherever they're manufactured. The factory company keeps the combinations unless the customer changes them. Okay, I don't know why they do that. Some people do, some people don't. Some smaller companies don't. So this one happened to have on file the combination. These guys you can change the combo, but they didn't change it. So they lucked out. They called, they got the number, and they said, we're the FBI. They faxed them over a subpoena, or a search warrant, copy of the search warrant. Hey, okay, sounds good, because it's supposed to be privacy, which is correct. You have a right to have that confidential. But when you have a search warrant and a court order, you can't. That's legally proper. So they got the combination, opened it up, and of course all the money's in there. And I'm not even sure to this day whether that money in there was all of the IRS's money, or your money, or whether it was from the check cashing money. Was it legitimate? Doesn't matter. This is the IRS, okay? They had the service guy with the truck helping open up the vault and open up some cabinets they didn't want to open. So they just got some sledgehammers and just breaking the locks. They had cabinets with locks either on the side with a slide thing, or they had righteous ones that looked like the FBI, looked like the CIA with the combination in the middle. They didn't care about that. He's got a sledgehammer, just busting them open because they got a search warrant. And when the guy says FU, that's pretty much carte blanche. So they're just busting these open with sledgehammers. And so I'm just watching all this. It's pretty cool. And in the meantime, the other truck is already backed up, and they're taking out everything in that place: tables, chairs, phones, water cooler, everything that's in there. They're taking. They're cleaning that place out. So you can imagine if you've got a lot of money, you cheat on income tax, they come to your house and they're going to leave a shell. That's what they did. They went in. They took everything out of that place. There was not anything left except maybe a lamp in the corner. Weird. Okay. The vault just hung open, empty. Took all the drawers out. Some drawers wouldn't open the lock. They had drawers that almost like a safety deposit box in there. A bunch of them in the back. Who are these? Oh, no, they're private customers. Well, I get the keys. I have you. Okay, fine. They're breaking. Everything was busted open. It looked like a robbery. Really a burglary. Yeah, they got search warrants everywhere, and so that was kind of neat. They took about, I don't know, 3 or 4 million out of there. Okay, which is a lot for a small little place down in the Spanish-speaking area of town. And the girls got off. I heard 2 of them went back, were deported. The other 2 weren't prosecuted. They were just warned. But how do you warn them? They're just trying to do their job. They're just secretaries, got a job, answering phones and typing. I mean, I don't think they were guilty of anything, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. And so some money was seized. Most of the money that my undercover officer gave to these guys, which is your money, my money, was retrieved. So went back into, they have a special fund for that kind of thing. And of course they made some money, obviously, on this. And, you know, balls, that's good. They filed charges on these guys, and I didn't go to court, neither did my undercover officer. They were asking for him, though. And he said, well, we're not going without a subpoena. In fact, we got a phone call, a side note here. They called for him. He wasn't there. They want to talk to a supervisor. I got the phone. It was an attorney for one of those guys. And he goes, well, I need to talk to I need to know who the undercover officer is. I said, no, you don't. Oh, well, who are you? So I gave my name. Well, I'll put you on there. You put whatever you want. I said, well, you need to talk to district attorney. Oh, I already talked to him. He said he can't help me until we go to trial. I said, well, I work for the district attorney. So whatever he says goes. Well, this is I'll get a deuce, whatever he's whatever he's come all these fancy terms. I said, whatever you want, but don't call me back because I have nothing to do with it. You call the district attorney. You have his name? I got his name. Oh, fine. They're trying to find out who this undercover officer is, and I can see righteous attorneys wanted to know if there was in fact an undercover officer, that maybe we may be lying. Okay, so one of my stories, it was a innocent accident, and in court they thought that maybe we caused the accident and caused this little gardener to crash into the guy's car and prompted his hood to pop up, and the dope was in there. That just happened to be a unlucky day for that guy. But they want to find out, in other words, they want to find out if there actually is someone or we're just making this up. I don't know. That's their defense. That's fine. You do whatever you're an attorney. You do what you have to do. So no, they were both convicted. I heard they got like 25 to life for laundering. Both of them had previous convictions for drug dealing, cocaine. So they went from drug dealing to money laundering. Maybe thought it was better crime, white collar, less jail time. I don't know. 25 to life. Even in California, you have to serve about 18, 19. So if you're a good boy, make your bed and all that good stuff they talk about. But anyway, so that was a good caper. IRS, we got some accommodations from them, and we wrote some accommodations for them. I wrote accommodations for my subordinate, and everybody was happy. It was a very successful operation. The captain loved it, and thought it was good. We should do more of it together, but sometimes you just move on and you can't do stuff together. It doesn't work out that way. But I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.